Good morning. Eating these Lay's potato chips. Literally just woke up not too long ago. Where's the camera? There it is. I literally just woke up not too long ago, and um, I saw a news line um, that said the president Channing of ABC Entertainment Group um, said he had no regrets of rebooting um, the Roseanne, reviving the Roseanne show, even though Roseanne, the biggest star, has been fired from the show because of a racist tweet. The tweet was not racist. Like, they're just gonna stay with that narrative. Like, it's just a bold faced lie. It's a lie. It's ridiculous how all of these mainstream medias are um, blatantly attacking people who support Donald Trump, and it's just ridiculous. It's like the tweet wasn't racist. She she's uh, she may be half black, but Roseanne has a plethora of things in her lifetime that she has done to support black people and to show her love for all people. So she explained the tweet. She explained why she put it. It was a political tweet, and she explained why she worded it the way she did. Um, Roseanne has never been seen as a racist person, ever. And she explained what her tweet meant. She explained it very thoroughly. It makes a whole lot of sense. And even a lot of the black community did not know that this woman was black because she is fair, very, 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 very fair skinned. She looks more like a different race. You know how you have Indians who are brown. You have Hispanics who are brown, very light skinned. You have the Arabs, the Iranian. You have Pakistani people. There's so many brown people, and she fits that. She doesn't seem like she's black. She seems like she's from another. She's different. She seems like she's African American, and really, it's here in America where we have experienced, these racist, um, what do you call it? These racist, um, what do you call it? These terminologies like the apes, monkeys, and all this stuff. It's really only here, in America. So anyway, it's just ridiculous that they're going to continue to stick with this false, fake news narrative, and they continue to put it out like it's this news, and they just keep doing that. Also, I'm with Android, and so it's powered a lot of the inbuilt apps that it comes with the phone. They have like these cards. These, I don't know if they're called Google cards or something. I'm not sure, but um, you know, every day they update them, the news, and I'm having to go in and like edit it because it's all filled with things against other people. Like some of these headlines are ridiculous. I had to go in and say, I don't want to see anything from the New York Times. Everything is negative. Everything is almost connected to Trump, and it's negative. It's just, I'm just sick and tired of it. But I believe this is all necessary for the return of Jesus. Honestly, it's all necessary. The wars, the rumors of war. There's definitely a war waged against Trump, and it's so blatantly obvious. Also, I wanted to mention the View. Um, I still can't believe it's like it's just getting worse. You would it's almost like this. When they first started, it was just kind of like unbelievable. But you're like, okay, maybe they'll come to their senses, or maybe they'll go on to something else. No, they just continue to stay in this same line of energy against Trump, and it's so fake. It's so fake. What I saw on the view yesterday was so fake. So they showed a little clip of a press briefing that President Trump had. Um, he wanted to announce the the disarrangement of NAFTA and an arrangement, trade deal arrangement between Mexico, USA, and Canada, called USMCA. And he said this is it's really good for all three of us countries that are connected, and we're going to cause waves over the world with this trade deal. And he did a press briefing on it, and he took questions about it from the press so they can do their stories. As we all know, this year President Trump has done so much. He's done so much, and very little has been reported by mainstream media. And if it has been, it's almost like they either gave the credit to Obama, or they deflated the the good news into somewhat bad news, or spun it to make it their own type of news, which is pretty much negative about Trump. So the View took an excerpt of this briefing, and played it. Um, this is ABC, and the excerpt showed Trump telling this reporter that she doesn't think, right? She's like, I don't think so, or something. He was like, I know you don't think, or something like that. And after they showed the excerpt, and they cut it off right there. And of course, it was like, ooh, wow, he's disrespecting this woman, this female reporter. And the View is all female, right? And they just start going in on him. And it's like, y'all didn't, like, listen, if you're going to report news, and you're going to be, you guys have a responsibility, okay? Please show everything that happened. Please show. I plan on doing a video later so that I can show everyone, whoever watches this, what really happened and why Trump addressed her in that manner of her not using her brain. Earlier in the press briefing, he wanted to talk about what was going on with USMCA, the new trade deal between United States, Mexico, and Canada. There's a couple of questions that have already been asked about it, and she stood up and had the audacity to tell President Trump, okay, you have answered a couple of questions about trade. Now I want to move. Now let's move on to Kavanaugh, the whole Kavanaugh situation. And he was like, no, don't do that. No, you don't do that. Uh, let's answer. We'll hold that to the end, even though he didn't have to do that. This whole press briefing was about the trade deal that was made. It had nothing to do with um, Judge Kavanaugh. It had nothing to do with him. Well, she's going to be confirmed. So I just don't understand why they're even trying this. There's nothing. They can't do nothing. He's going to be confirmed. Okay, just get ready. Okay. Um, but it's like she started. Oh, you've already did a couple of questions on trade, which there's a whole lot of other press there that want to know more about this trade deal, about the wall, about the agreement that we have with Mexico, what's going on with the wall, the details about the trade. No, she didn't want to know about that. She wanted to know about Judge Kavanaugh, right? So it was just like he was like, don't do that, don't do that. Save that to later. If you have any questions about trade, ask those. But she wasn't, that's what he was trying to say. She just kept being rude and disrespectful to the president of the United States. She was like, she just kept going on as if she wasn't even listening to them, as if she wasn't using her mind. At least listen to him and respect his wishes. He said he would answer your questions about Kavanaugh, but right now, let's talk about trade. He just talked a whole monologue about it, and he's going to answer questions. He's asked if anybody has questions. He's taking questions about it. She just totally dismissed that. That's so disrespectful. So disrespectful. And she was not using her brain. He kept saying, "Don't do that." Then she kept coming back. She came back with the same thing. You said you've answered a couple questions about Trey. Now I have questions about Kavanaugh. He was like, "Please don't do that. That's just not nice. Stop that. Do you have any questions about Trey?" He gave her another chance. She did it again. So he moved on. But as he was moving on, she still disrespected him. She just outright just started asking the question. No matter what he was saying, she was gonna ask that question. Completely rude and disrespectful to the POTUS. Like just disrespectful. No respect at all these people have for this president. And then the View is going to take a little excerpt and show when he's saying no, she doesn't think because she wasn't thinking. No, and maybe she was, but she wasn't thinking right, and she wasn't in her right mind. And they just try to demonize this man. It's just so blatantly obvious. Please show the whole thing. Don't just show that little part so you can. It's almost like they know that most Americans are not watching these press briefings, which you guys are missing out. It was funny. It was super funny. Our president is a very funny guy. He's very funny. He has a great sense of humor. He knows that he's not a perfect man, and he even joked about the whole this whole stupid thing that they're trying to bring into these accusations against Kavanaugh. Him drinking beer, like okay. And he said he never drank beer, and he said all of us here. Everybody that was in that at that press briefing. He said everyone here is not perfect. Everyone has done something wrong, right? I don't know who you are. Somebody was just calling me. He was like, everyone has done something wrong. And then he pointed to Mike. He said, except Mike Pence. And he ain't done wrong. And it was funny. And he's keeping it light, and he's explaining good things and how we're continually winning as the United States. I mean, he's literally making America great again in front of our eyes. It's ridiculous. And the press, mainstream media, the Democrats, the left, whatever you want to call these people, they're blatantly against him, and it's ridiculous. It's like it's so obvious, you guys, and that's why I love what Kanye is doing. He's like, just try love. You may not like this person, you may not agree with this person, you may be misled, and see, and this is why love is so important, because whether things are true or not, love conquers all. So you can love somebody through their mistakes, through their whatever. You can love people through that, and it covers all. But when you start to throw stones because of someone's mistakes, someone's lies, someone's attitude, someone's persona, or whatever you want to call it, and you start throwing stones at them, now you are under subjection of being judged in the same manner. And because no one is perfect. No one is perfect. Not even Mike Pence. Okay. So we all fall short of perfection. We all do. So anyway, and it was just, to me, it was mind-boggling that they went in on President Trump like they did on The View without the full story. They took a little bit of the story, and it's so falsely reported. It's just so falsely talked about. It's disgusting. It's deplorable how these people. I mean, Whoopi Goldberg. Oh, man, it's so weird how now I'm 36 years old, but I grew up watching The Color Purple, watching some of her things that she was in, and I really looked up to her, especially breaking down a lot of barriers for Black people. Sister Act, still my both one and two, still in my top 10 all time favorite movies, top 20. I mean, I love those movies. It really shaped a lot of who I am as a dancer, as a singer, um, and how people view me, because that's the kind of stuff that I like to do. And I still love Whoopi. I still love Whoopi Goldberg. I just pray that something, I pray the Holy Spirit does something to her, and she has a radical change, just like I do President Trump, because he's been prophesied over like an Isaiah 45 Cyrus. And Trump is not perfect either. He does things, he says things, but he usually is in retaliation of someone attacking him. Trump doesn't attack anyone unless they have done something to him. Now, what Trump should do is let them do that, and well, he hasn't arrived to that place yet, which is okay. That's where we give each other grace, and they're all calling us deplorables who support him because we give him grace. Well, we giving you grace too. We're great. I'm graceful for everybody. God gives us grace, so we ought to give each other grace. And that's what love is. It's wrapped up in grace, or grace is wrapped up in love. True grace is wrapped up in love. So um, I implore you guys, whoever's seeing this and who saw the view yesterday and who was misled by the information that was divulged, go watch the press briefing. Watch this lady, and then there's other videos out. I think Lou Dobbs has a highlighted video of he showed everything that this lady was doing because she just kept being like that, and President Trump still gave her a chance. There was a whole lot of people that didn't get their questions answered. They didn't get to ask a question. And, he went to her after a while. He's like, okay, you want your question about Kavanaugh. Let's go. Come on. Since you want to be like that, since you want to cut me off, since you don't want to respect my wishes, but I'm going to still give you the platform. That's our president. That's our president. But they wanted to show just that little clip. Okay. Yeah, good job, you y'all. Good job. All right, that's all I wanted to say. Look out for me a little later because I'm going to definitely show you guys that clip and walk you through it and talk you through it so that everybody can see what really happened. And these mainstream media outlets, how they're being so misleading. It's just ridiculous, and how they continually are being misleading. It's becoming, I think it's becoming so blatant now that this walk away movement is just growing and growing and growing. And if they continue on this pathway, they're going to be in. They thought they was in the shock of their life in November of 2016. They're going to continue to be shocked, because negativity never wins. Never evil never prevails. Good always wins. Okay, so yeah, it's time for you guys to start having a good heart. It doesn't matter who did what. You still have to have a good heart. You still have to, be mindful of how you speak about people. Whether they've done good or bad. God hates sin, but He loves the sinner. These people are like, whether we sin and we all sin, but it's not who we are. It's just mistakes that we make because we're not perfect. But it's not who we are. And they're making this who Donald Trump is. Trump is a racist. Trump is this and Trump is that. Well, I'm still having a hard time finding anything racist about Donald Trump, especially now. Beforehand, he was never a racist, but now he's a racist. It's ridiculous. You guys have a blessed day. I hope this enlightened you a little bit, and peace out.